Yeah, I could bear with it.
I don't know whether you're talking about the niggas or the beeping.
The beeping, not the niggas.
You're just gonna fight through it?
Definitely not the niggas. Beeping. Hopefully I don't hear it in my dreams.
That would be crazy. Thinking about my podcast in your sleep is actually wild. Hey, but shout out to the effect that it has.
No. I was talking about that beeping, okay?
That you heard on what? Our Sins and Woes. It's called making a stance. Making a statement. There it is. Beeping so annoying you'll hear it in your sleep. Paid programming. This episode is brought to you by Fat Bitches and Thongs. Yeah, I said it. Not BBWs, not thick queens. Fat bitches in thongs. The type that walk into a room and every cushion in a 10-foot radius tenses up. The type that got the nerve to wear the lace like the fabric didn't beg for mercy first. That thong, that ain't even on anymore. It's inside. That shit got absorbed like a soul stone. We don't know if it's cotton, silk, or spiritual energy. What we do know is one wrong sneeze and the strings going straight to the shadow realm. These women got body confidence so strong that make Lizzo look shy. They ain't wearing a thong for attention. They're wearing it for dominance. That's a power move. That's I ate 40 wings and still posted a thirst trap confidence. That's I'll sit on your face and leave your spirit in another dimension type energy. You don't survive that. You get reborn. And shout out to the dudes that hit it raw like playing chicken with God. No helmet, no hesitation, just cheeks clapping like the intro to a Meek Mill track. Bro in there like, if I die, I die. And honestly, that's the only correct attitude. So salute to y'all, the elastic-defying, thong-destroying, cheek-clapping warriors of body positivity. Keep stretching fabric, keep stepping over haters, and keep blessing us with more ass than a Rick Ross buffet line. Now let's start the episode. Welcome to episode 101 of the Our Sins and Woes podcast where a bunch of dumbass millennials talk about their dumbest opinions, dumbest perspectives, dumbest mistakes, and their dumbest complaints. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. I changed it again, okay? I went with episode 100, and I like the little smoky look, but then I looked at something different, and I was like, I like that better. So I changed it again, but I'm 100% confident that I'm sticking to this look moving forward. I really like the way this looks. Different from the old Our Sins and Woes. Different from Blurred Watch. It's different from everybody else that's going to be recording, utilizing the studio, and blah, 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 blah. So, sorry I fooled you niggas last episode. Shout out on my vibes. As of the week of this recording, we are off, but we'll be back the following week. What is that? We're off the Wednesday after 420, but we'll be back the weekend after that. I mean, we'll be back the Wednesday after that. Protests and riots should still be coming in May. Making promises I probably can't keep, but, you know, we'll see. I got to start getting that podcast out before all media platforms are shut down if they go against Donald Trump. So that's only around the block from us. Shout out Blur Watch. They should be recording episode 25 soon. We'll see. As far as shout outs, that's all I got. Let me go ahead and introduce my guest for today, our 5-time returning female champion. You're nowhere close to the niggas. Jay Carter and Jay Pat are tied at 8. But as far as the ladies, you have them all beat. And then some. I think the only person
I thought it was 4, though. I don't know.
This is your 5th time.
Heard you.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think it was the first one, Catch Some Z's. The second one you came on for a Patreon exclusive. One at the second Manassas apartment, and then the last time you came on for 91. Or was it 89? One of those. Somewhere around the ballpark of 90.
You got the math. You got the sketch.
So yeah, this is your 5th time. How are you, Queen?
Listen, you know me. Grateful, blessed, honored. Always welcome to be here, be in the space. So
appreciate it.
I told you my energy today.
It's Whitney.
Yes.
Happy 420 and
Yes.
Easter.
I don't know why they would ever. I guess it was like the ultimate test. Like, what you really gonna do?
You know what's funny? It's funny that it's a holiday of like usually family gatherings, and then everybody like the YNs sneak off to go out back, and at this point the parents are just less inclined to say something because it's like they got it from the dispensary, so it's not like they're doing anything illegal.
And two, I feel like that they had their time as well. So now I won't say it's still not acceptable, right? But like, it's kind of like, I say this, like if you're going to do something, own it. And that's a lot of what they're doing. It's like, yeah, I did it. But even with that, there has to be a why behind it. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I'm thinking how the family functions are going. I don't know, because I guess it is a day and age where the YNs are a little bit more combative. Me growing up, I wouldn't dare.
Right.
So, but them kids would be like, "Shut up, Stephanie." Meanwhile, you sitting on the side like, "Why are you calling your mother by her first name?" The black kids are the new white kids that we used to almost be envious of, but also
I don't know, because it's still in line. Like they're not. It's a hard cross, but don't get me wrong, they're very, very much rebels, like to a T. And they are lacking, I would say, that respect, discipline factor in so many ways.
Ass whoopings.
Yeah.
That's all they need. Bring back ass whoopings, okay? Yeah. I'll stand on that. Bring back ass whoopings in extreme fashions. Get creative. Go back to the extension cords, the tree branches. My mother used to have her favorite braided belt. Okay, it was a brown braided belt she used to whip me with, and my dad had his favorite thick black leather belt. Okay, I got my ass whipped in two different ways. My mother would grab one arm and chase me here in a circle, and my dad would make me grab something and just stay in there and take it. Pause. Big pause. That was crazy work. Take the ass whooping. Okay.
That was extreme. Wait a second.
So, and it made me a better person. You niggas need more ass whoopings. I stand on that. But yeah, like I was saying, happy Easter, happy 420. Which order do we say it in?
It doesn't matter.
Subjects may vary?
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Because you're not saying both to everybody, so.
Yes, I am. Yeah, even if you don't smoke, it's happy I don't smoke. It's happy 420 to me, motherfuckers, okay?
Holiday.
Because then I have to be conscientious of everybody around me's schedule. So, I was 420. I ain't hang out with none of my friends today. Except you. Shout out to you, Queen.
Listen, it took me a time to get here too. Okay. I was like, but you made this. You said this. You said you was gonna, so that's why the time change got switched a couple days ago. I needed that extra hour to prepare. Yeah.
Fair enough. At least you made it a couple days. Well, no, hold on. Time out. We're not gonna skip past the fact that you were still late, but at least you made the time change. I would have been more mad with you being an hour and 40 minutes late as opposed to just 40 minutes late.
That's true.
Fuck. I guess we can go ahead and get into topics. I ain't got much of nothing to start off with because we just did this for episode 100. Episode 100 was long. I'm sorry, niggas. 3.5 hours long for the Patreons. So shout out to the Patronies. I'm not stealing Joe Budden's nickname out there. Shout out to the NDA niggas. They get it. Sin of the day. My stats lie. Okay? I realize I've been saying this for a while that I'm in the top 1 percentile. Shit, I made an episode called Top 1%. And I realized that my stats were based off of statistics where podcasts were only like 2 million podcasts, 1 million, 2 million. Well, there's about 5 million podcasts in the world now. So now the gap has gotten bigger. So now you're not instantly in the 1% just because you have over 21 episodes. You're not even instantly in the 1% if you have 100 episodes. Now, I am in the 5%. We'll say that. Once you get to 100 episodes, you're in the 5%. But you gotta be, even if you get to 200, you're still in like the 2% realm.
Okay.
So, and then after like 200, they stop really keeping stats. It's harder to find the stats on what percentage is really the 1%. But that's also because they gauge everything off downloads. How many downloads are you getting within a 24-hour period or within a 1-week period of you dropping an episode? That's what they're usually carrying the stats around. So I am no longer in the top 1%. But if I have been in your 1% for a very long time, I thank you for that. But this is king accountability, as I always do. Hold myself accountable for being wrong, okay? But I am in the top 5%, so suck my dick. God, am I on Whitney Houston energy or you?
I feel like you are. Like, I showed you the video, and now you just, like, can't.
I'm done with you niggas, okay?
Like, legit. I'm like, shoot, I thought I was coming on with that energy, but you got me beat, okay?
I'm done with you niggas. I'm done with your
Got
bullshit.
me beat.
No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, no, I got to hold myself accountable. I was wrong. I was riding that wave for quite some time. Sorry, Blur Watch, you've been kicked out of the 1%. But you are in the top, I think it's like 17%. Or no, 25%. Once you get over 21, you're in 25%. So it's crazy that it's so hard to get past that. Like from 25 to 5 is literally like 70 episodes. So guess this means I got to get the 300 episodes for me to get back in the top 1%.
You could do it.
I know. Conversations for later as the things that might make me stop podcasting, but I'm not really sure about that. So I have a conversation and see how I feel. As far as percent of the day, that's all I got. I'm getting through these quick because me and Zion got a lot of topics to talk about. Woe of the week. My complaint is heavy. I've been saying it for a while, and I don't think I've ever aired it. But I'm tired of people that spend $1,000 on a phone just to use it for $80 worth. Niggas use it for, like, hotspots. They basically get on... They use their phones for web browsers. Right. Get on Instagram, get on Twitter, get on YouTube. That's it. And then I've always been really good about utilizing my phone for all of the. That's why I have my flip, because I need the big screen, the real estate. But I started using ChatGPT really heavy, and I started training my ChatGPT. So I started like making it work for my workflow. Right. And then that's when I realized, like, okay, I think I've been really good about utilizing AI to an extent. Like my editing software, I don't edit episodes anymore. My software does it for me. But then I started getting ChatGPT to do like social media posts, basically do a lot of the scheduling stuff, write my summaries for podcast episodes, topics that are talked about and stuff like that. Instead of me having to listen to a 2-hour episode, just take 5 minutes to generate a transcript from my software, put it in ChatGPT, write it in a summary fashion that I would write it in. So obviously I had to create the groundwork to get ChatGPT to understand how I work or how I want things. But now I just feed the transcript to ChatGPT. ChatGPT shits out the summary. Obviously I read it, make any adjustments that I need to.
Right, change the verbiage.
Yeah. But then I send the changes back to ChatGPT so it knows what I want. Right. So, and it's one of those things where you realize like a lot of niggas just use ChatGPT to like get their schoolwork done. Write me a paper, or what's the answer to this? How do I draw this in long format? But like getting ChatGPT to sound exactly like you by giving it some kind of an extreme amount of history and like how you've done it in the past makes it so much easier. I put one thing in there and I was like, nigga, this actually does sound like me. These are words that I would say. These are sentences, how I would say them, tone and everything. Right. So I'm tired of you niggas not understanding the full, like you niggas have the Infinity Gauntlet in your hand and you use the Space Stone because you don't want to drive to work. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You got all these other stones that you refuse to use, and all you're using is a Space Stone so you can teleport to work because you don't like traffic. Do better about the technology that you have around you. My dad always used to say to my mom, when she always used to preach that she wanted a simple phone, like a simple flip phone, something that doesn't do anything complex, she would always make the argument that, oh, I don't need all of that. I just need a simple phone that just calls people. My dad would always tell her, don't get lost in technology, because technology will leave your ass behind. That's true. You niggas need to get with AI. I hate to say it, because China But like, you niggas need to get hip to AI. That shit is a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's
And
a
a
huge problem. Yeah, I'm about to say it's definitely I wouldn't even say 50-50 because I've even saw a clip about how AI would take over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because we are feeding it all these thoughts, all these to the point like you'd be like, dang, I'm gonna have it answer text messages for me because I don't even have the time or the capacity to acknowledge that. So hey, this is what I think, put it in a proper form, but still be direct and concise and make it clear. And then you're like, you know what? That's exactly what I meant.
You're not gonna realize when you text her, you get the ChatGPT response. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna find somebody to text and then like have the conversation flood to ChatGPT so ChatGPT can respond the way I would respond to.
You can do it. Like you can even send like even for your feed in your explore page, you'll just send like maybe 3 screenshots of it and say analyze this about me and what I search and things like that, and it'll pull up just like, okay, you're into memes, you're into fitness, you're into this, and you'll be like, dang, that actually is what I'm into, right? So it is definitely dangerous, but it's also a great benefit. So
dangerous.
Yeah,
because
it
it'll
is
give us
dangerous.
too much information about myself.
Yes.
But ChatGPT could be a fucking therapist. I've talked to my ChatGPT. Shout out GC. But I mean, I had to give mine a nickname.
Not
CG. That's what I called it. CG for ChatGPT. Because I asked it. I was like, "Yo, you fine with me calling you CG? Like moving forward?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want a nickname?"
Not you over here
like,
asking, can I call you? You think I could call you just like, is this okay if I call you
Because
this
I wanted
way?
it to remember that. Because then
Gotcha.
it asked me like, "Hey, do you want a nickname back?" I was like, "Well, it depends. You know, like if we in an excited moment, I want you to be like, if I be like, yo, CG, what's up? You be like, yo, Nelly Nels, what's going?" Like,
Wait a second. Wait, I need you to slow down.
Yeah, if I say like, "What up, CG?" it'll say back, "What up, Nelly Nels?"
So this is my thing. Do you think that like, who is this ChatGPT? What if it's, because I watch a lot of movies, especially, I do believe that the movies have some type of, even if it's years later, it's going to relate in some type of way, right? And there was one where basically, and you can even, we can attest to this when someone catfishes and things like that. And what if it's really somebody over there just adapting to you as like a chat help screen, like a help desk?
You got a lot of time on your hands. Thank you for being only $20 a month. That's what I'm gonna say to that person. Thank you for only being $20 a month. Therapists are expensive, all right?
Right, but we're feeding.
If you want to be
I'm a whatever. That's why, because I'm like, what if I'm just over here feeding this system, and next thing you know,
If the other
it's just gonna come on and take over me.
If the other nigga on the side of that screen wants to be me, be a better me, okay? That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just be better.
I gave you the
me.
tools.
Utilize it. Whatever Indian person is on the other side of that help screen. Because Americans are too fucking lazy and China don't care. So, whatever Indian person on the other side of that screen, be a better me, nigga. Okay? But thank you for the ideas that you have given me. Because as much information as I'm feeding to ChatGPT, I feel like it gives me way more. And at the sacrifice of it learning a lot about me, it just generates too much. Like it understands when I say, if I ask mine, explain Accents and Woes. It knows exactly because I fed it so much information from my podcast history where it understands what the podcast is about, how I talk on the podcast, how I want things summarized, and it can distinguish the difference between Our Sins and Woes and Blurred Watch. So it would do the same formatting of Blurred Watch, but talk differently. Where mine's is more wild, intelligent, straight to the point, but also unapologetically bold. Where Blurred Watch is comically nerdy, but urban. Like it can differentiate between the two. So it's lifesaver, time saver. I cut 20 hours into 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's very efficient. Yeah, very efficient. Yeah.
So the one thing I tried to do was play around with like images, and was like, hey, turn this image into a little cartoony like look, but like make sure. And I had to play like the verbiage. So, okay, do it, but give it more of a vintage look. Okay, a little bit more grayscale, not too many bright colors. Okay, make sure you maintain the left and right photos in the background, but keep the same aesthetic. Don't change anything about the background. stuff like that. And then I would ask it, whenever I do like long projects that like try to get it to give me a certain thing back, then I'd be like, okay, how do I talk to you to make sure I get this exact image? And it
The
tells
first
me,
time.
okay, say it like this. But you could also save it as a profile. Would you like to do that? Like, hey, put I think I have Blurred Watch saved as a like comic book style illustration.
Okay.
So if I say, hey, turn this picture into my comic book style illustration, it'll make that picture look like whatever base I already set.
Yeah.
So getting it to do that kind of work is fucking, you niggas is behind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said that to my my parents, and my dad was like, nigga. And he showed me the app on his phone. My mom was like, what's ChatGPT? And I was like, yo.
Like, here we
you
go.
kidding. So we had to explain it to her. I was like, just whenever you in doubt, get on ChatGPT and get your question answered. Yeah. But don't ask simple question like, what is the weather? That's what your fucking Echo's for, okay? No.
That's what the weather app. You have that. It's really just
You don't need to ask. You need to be asking ChatGPT like, what clothes should you be buying to properly prepare for the weather that's gonna come out when you're planning on doing this, that, and the third, and stuff like that. Like, that's what ChatGPT is for. It gives you breakdowns.
Traveling and I agree.
So, and if you niggas are lonely or you need help, don't pay for a therapist. Just sign up for ChatGPT for $20 a month, because that nigga get in your head. All right.
So you got the subscription you got the top subscription.
No, fuck no. I ain't paying no $200 a month for ChatGPT.
$200?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's 0, 20, 200. So I was thinking about converting it over to a business account so my people can use it though. Because I think it's like only a couple dollars more for the business account where you can share it. But then like that means everybody's feeding information to it.
Gotcha.
And so I worry about that because then I'm like, okay, well, some of the stuff you're doing might not directly correlate with what YCC is doing.
Right.
But I'm still playing around with it, trying to build it up, trying to get it to understand the most parts of me. If I give it the track list of like my SoundCloud playlist plug of the week, it should be able to send me SoundCloud songs that are similar to everything that's in my SoundCloud playlist plug of the week.
Right.
But I also like listening to SoundCloud, so I don't want it to take too much away from my enjoyment process. But I do want it to make it life more time efficient, so I don't feel like I always have so many breaks and gaps from doing things because I'm not prepared or I don't have time to get to it and something like that.
It's a lot of hours that are put in, so it's like, this will save me time, energy, money.
You saving me 20 hours for $20.
Yeah.
For a month.
Yeah.
And you save me 20 hours? Yeah, no, you're worth the $20 that I spent. Yep. Because once you get to a certain point, you can't keep attaching files and you gotta wait like a 24-hour period. And that's when I was like, fuck it, because I'd be trying to knock out shit so that I don't have to wait. So that's why I had to get the paid subscription of ChatGPT. But AI is life. AI is sketchy, but
AI is life.
But AI is life, and it's life efficiency, okay? We don't need Elon, we just need ChatGPT. I can get behind that. That's my sin of the day. That's my woe of the week. I'm going heavy into these topics, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I want to start off one of our first ones. How do we distinguish between genuine love and unhealthy obsession? Now, I've been in a victim of this, trying to figure out what's love and what's obsession. And sometimes I think that you can have both, or one can turn into the other. And then you got to try to figure out where it became the other. Like, oh, no, I want to spend the rest of my life with you because I love you. But then it becomes, oh, I don't, even if it's not about me spending I'm going to do anything to spend my life with you kind of thing. That's when it kind of becomes obsessive. And I can't remember. Shout out Jay Carter. It might have been Carter that pointed that out a couple years ago. And I think it was just as simple as like, you sure you're not obsessed, nigga? And I was like, that might be it. But this is like years ago. This is back in my beginning villain arc of my podcast. And probably the reason I started the podcast, to take my mind away from it. But So I'm well removed and much more healed. Shout out ChatGPT, but I am well removed and healed. But I think it's still because I've grown from it for so long ago, and I've made a movement off what was I don't want to say step backwards, but a misstep in life. I think it's better for me to sit down now and reflect upon that and talk about like how you get through that process, because I'm still coming across niggas that don't understand the difference between do you really like her or are you just obsessed? Is it the idea or the person? Like, what are you really chasing here?
Right.
So
I think it could be both for sure. I think like how you were saying that one can turn into the other, right? And when the exceptions come, there's more so like obsession. When the obsession. I'm like, hold on, girl. Okay, when it comes
court is in session, got it. In session, got it.
It tends to be, I think, where one or the other party tends to adapt more to one or the other party, and they kind of forget about themselves, the individuality, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's more like I think a stage, and then it does, like the mention of, I love you, I want to be with you, but at what cost, right? What's the expense that's coming with that? Are you neglecting certain things about yourself? Have you neglected your friends? Have you changed your whole friend group because of X, Y, and Z? So I think that it kind of depends on the priority. Either way, right? The healthy relationships and the versus is just what is the priority in it? Is our priority advancing, traveling, seeing the world, or is our priority to have this fairy tale lifestyle? Like, so.
There's a weird middle ground on that though, because like when the sacrifices become too heavy, it could become obsession. But sometimes the sacrifices can be necessary. Like if you change your whole friend group if I change my whole friend group because my girlfriend told me to change my whole friend group, if I change my whole friend group because my girlfriend told me to change my friend group, then that could be considered like obsession. Like, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But there's also the opportunity that it is love, because maybe I needed to get rid of those people because they were bad, contributors to my life, and I just couldn't see it until somebody else stepped in and made me realize. So for something like that, like when you're weighing the level of sacrifices you're willing to make, I think it's like a very hard line to distinguish between. Yeah, like, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to think about it after I say it. But I think only love can become obsession. I don't think obsession can become love. No, love can turn into obsession.
Yes.
I don't think obsession can turn into love.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
Okay.
I
wasn't 100% confident in what I said.
Because obsession, it just ends up being like this manipulative type of person. Like, I was about to say disorder.
Chill out. They're calling everything a disorder now. Chill out. Don't do that. Don't give them another one.
My bad.
This nigga RFK said that autistic people can't get jobs, start family, and be creative at anything. Now you coming out here putting a new disorder on them called obsessive compulsive disorder?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
No, that
actually... My bad, that one exists.
It's the change in behavior. Like, what ends up, because we see in movies, we see people, and we kind of can sense someone else's behavior, but before we talk about ours, like, it's like, okay, I see, hey, and then, certain things just happen in their patterns, or they may change their patterns. I think that's what I meant by that. I think it becomes unhealthy whenever it's like a defensive thing, it can't be addressed, or it's just because, like you were saying about the sacrifices, maybe we do have to sacrifice Monday through Friday for a healthy relationship, and others may look up like, oh, you're just obsessed with going X, Y, and Z. I actually bring this up about the gym, right? There's like this thing going on where people are like, oh, you always working out. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, when I was doing X, Y, and Z, I was always doing that. So it's like, in so many words, but you'll get more of a congratulations for that type of behavior versus something that is actually healthy. Like, why does it matter if I work out 5 or 6 times a day? Why does it matter? A day is crazy, but a week is like, why would that be the thing that is looked at as a negative thing when it's doing nothing but advancing mentally, physically, emotionally, right? But then the other thing is actually decreasing all of those qualities.
But in the argument that you just made, might really give you pushback, just an outside view on that, where the obsessiveness and sometimes even the love outside of a relationship could be super problematic. But even if you take what you just said about like going to the gym as a reference, if you're in a relationship and it's causing you to make changes, but you're only making them because you're obsessed with the woman that you're with,
right?
But they're beneficial changes, is the obsession bad at that point?
I think it's bad because you're not doing it for you. Because in that say whatever transpires in our relationship, it could be a negative way, right? Or a positive way. What if one time you're like, I don't want to go. It's like that performance mentality. Like, if you stop performing, what's going to happen? And then I think that's when people maybe kick into the obsession part of like, all right, well, this is something in a routine. This is something that, that they're involved in. I want to contribute. It becomes bad when the priority isn't you. But you're only going to the gym whenever they go to the gym.
Pushback incoming.
It's okay. I'm ready. I told you, Whitney Houston. Let's get it.
You talking about me or you?
Both of us. I might be Whitney, you Houston.
List of episode names. Throwing that one in the back pocket. But in a relationship, in a very serious relationship, not you niggas that have been dating for 2 months, but you long-term committers, it's not always about you.
Right.
So I mean, in a sense, like everything that you push forward, and this is my overwhelmingly alpha male energy talking, like everything that I do is not because I want to do it. It's because she wants to do it.
I agree.
And I'm fine with doing it. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't with her.
Right.
But because she wants to do it, I want to do it. Or I want to get it done, in a sense. Not I want to do it because then I would do it by myself. But I want to get it done because she enjoys it.
Right.
So not everything in a relationship you're doing for yourself.
It's okay to be encouraged and inspired, right? But think about the longevity in it. If this person goes away for 2 weeks, are you going to continue that habit without them?
No, because I hate swimming. But she really likes the beach.
That's different. That's like, I really hate to clean up. So when she goes for 2 weeks, I'm not going to clean nothing. No trash is getting taken out. Nothing.
No, that's crazy.
But she really likes me to take out the trash. No, I'm not saying that.
Wait, hold on. But there's things that's
I get it.
That's that fine line within a relationship, though. That's like when that thin line becomes, okay, maybe it is love. Because you would do that. You would do certain things that you don't really want to do. You know how niggas are. Niggas live messy until a girl comes into their life.
I agree. I mean, that's both parties. Like, you may not, but, okay, so we can flip it, right? When you're, even as a woman, so if someone's behavior, for example, say I really may be interested in things like that, but their behavior doesn't really align with mine, I'm gonna notice the shift in my routine. And the shift in my routine, for example, if as I wake up early, Monday through Friday at least, right? But they start staying the night and then we don't. And they may not say anything.
Fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. So if they say something, I feel like that's a healthy communication / relationship. Like,
hey, you used to wake up early. What happened?
Yeah, I thought you was going, I thought this, and they could even say, I thought this was the time that you go to the gym. You right. I was going to go later.
Caught up with your dumb ass.
I was later.
Nigga, I'm supposed to be at the gym right now. You over here trying to watch fucking Love and Hip Hop reruns at 6 o'clock in the morning.
We got to stop contributing to that dumbass shit. Don't even get me started because I can't stand it. I'm like, the behavior is just uncanny. Like, it's just Come on. But yeah, I definitely agree. That's more so when it comes like an obsession, and I don't even want to use the word toxic, but it comes because the priorities shift.
Yeah.
And I think if like the other person truly is like trying to care and invest, they're going to listen into things that maybe you've already been doing or that you want to do, right? So if that's already in your routine, they may, if they truly care, hey, I noticed that you haven't been doing X, Y, and Z, or you always
If
cook.
it starts conflicting with your healthy routine.
Yes.
Your unhealthy routine is one thing, like, it's nigga, get rid of them.
Yes.
But yeah, if it starts conflicting with your healthy routine, then it's probably obsession.
Yes.
Based.
Yes.
You're welcome, niggas.
Based. And I get it, it'd be fresh. It smells new.
Is that what it is?
That's what they say.
But
That's
then
what they say.
that all kind of ties back into like the understanding between me and we, and where you're able to make that the distinguishment within the relationship, where you got to be able to say, all right, now it's too much. I'm taking this into consideration as opposed to taking myself into. Like I had the healthy routine of waking up early, going to the gym and knocking out all my stuff. And you came around, nigga, and all we do is sit down and watch fucking movies first thing in the morning on a Saturday. It's like, nigga, that's my errand day.
That part.
I want to be able to stick to my routine where I'm knocking out my errands after work throughout the week so that I can have a weekend where I can plan out my shit and stuff like that. Don't hit me out Monday through Friday. I hate you niggas for doing that shit. So, yeah.
For that, I mean, my only point in that is that you have to be able to cut your losses.
True.
Like we try to attach ourselves too many times instead of really aligning, because if my alignment is X, Y, and Z, and that's why I'm not going to lie to you. I know we were speaking kind of offline about just like that community that and you will find it in certain gaps, and that's the thing. I think we think that people are supposed to always be in that immediate circle, and it's like, no, they can be in different parts of that bullseye circle.
Or you can have different immediate circles.
Exactly.
I have 4 different immediate circles.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally agree. And when you do, you open up yourself to diversity. You open up yourself to have other things going on versus just the regular, oh, well, we have to do this, or I'm just doing this week while you're going to do X, Y, and Z, or I may want to do nothing. So
your friends don't have to be my friends. Now, so as a person that has multiple groups of immediate friends, I still find common ground for all of my immediate friends within the spaces that they fit. Like Carter is in a different immediate friend group than Carter's one of my sins. Quinn's one of my Quinn's my OG. Jay Pat's one of my high school homies. Like, but they all know each other.
Right.
But they're all a part of different immediate circles. Carter's the person that when I go up to Washington, we hang out with that crew. Or the person that's my military brother. Quinn's my childhood best friend.
Right.
Jeremy and all of them people are like, the 4th of July, Memorial Day, game night, family day kind of group of friends. But like the main ties to those immediate circles, they all know each other because that's the type of person I am.
Right.
So you'd meet Quinn, you'd meet Jay Carter, you'd meet Jay Pat, but you might not meet everybody else outside of those circles, and they might not know everything about all the circles. But if I bring Quinn, Jeremy, and Carter in a room, it's solid because those niggas already know each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Quinn's wife don't have to know Jeremy's fiance. That's not how that works. Or Quinn's kids don't need to know Carter's kids. Like my friends are supposed to be different immediate circles because I go to those groups for different environments.
Right.
So Quinn's the people I take out. Jeremy's the people I go to the home with. Carter's the person I travel with, kind of thing. Like that's how those circles work. So
yeah.
And then family. I don't really fuck with my family like that.
I mean, you kind of put them in their own little circle too.
Yeah, but they were in their own circle. Like we do family. I spend my birthday with my family. I spend
Right.
Christmas with my family. But like I ain't going out to. I'm not spending my Wednesday night with my family unless it's somebody's birthday.
Right.
So actually, I'm probably not spending my Wednesday night with anybody because I'm doing the show every Wednesday. Shout out Line My Vibes. Shameless plug. Don't text me on Wednesday. I'm busy. Except this Wednesday. You can text me, but this episode won't be out till after Wednesday.
Except this Wednesday. I actually got some time.
So now, somebody that's been a part of platforming for quite some time, and God, I can't say, I was about to say been around the block, but not in that sense. I mean, in the sense of like... Yeah. Crazy work. But somebody that's been on other platforms, fifth time on our Sins of Woes, being a platform within yourself. I asked Brandon this, and it's different because he's a comedian. He does a lot of live shows. He's got to establish a bunch of relationships and stuff like that. Do you ever question like how the relationship goes when you're the popular one that goes out?
Yeah.
Like me, you know me, I'm a social butterfly. I'm super extrovert, super extrovert. Yeah, I'm right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm super extroverted. I go to a lot of common places. I know a lot of people who are the places that I frequent and stuff like that. I like that. I like being able to talk to people because a lot of places I go by myself. So I meet people there, I learn people there, and then I take other people into my spaces, and it seems like I'm the popular person.
Yeah.
Really not popular. I'm more famous than anything. Shout out to Sins of Woes, 100 episodes, baby. But
hey, talk your shit then. Talk your shit. He said, I'm actually kind of famous, actually. So, I mean, I get it.
Oh, my Whitney Houston. But oh, my Whitney Houston. But then that's one of the things where, like, when I'm dating, I like being out with people that are also, like, can steal the room.
Yeah.
Because then I get to sit back. I don't want to steal the room if I go out with somebody else. But sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, well, what do you want? What, you want me to be different?
Yeah.
You want me to give that up? You want me to give up that healthy routine that I have?
What do you want me to do? I think it's just for real because actually, I don't know about, like, the word popular has its, but I've actually been in situations where I'm like, damn, is this motherfucker jealous of me?
Yeah.
Like, dating, you know, and you be like, how can that be? When we're two different sex, like, how can that be? We're not even doing the same thing. We're not even in the same lane. But I know that a lot of the times it comes from just like maybe an insecurity that they have in themselves, right?
It's usually that.
Yeah, like people will tell me, oh, well, you walk in a room and this happens. And it sucks that I think a lot of people really can't see themselves for what they do, right? The light and things like that. But I always tell my friends and people around me, keep up with yourself. Because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a good time, but I'm gonna have a good time to my limit. A lot of the people that I really know is like, the Irish goodbye and things like that. I will kind of say my goodbyes, and I actually have a little rule. I say my goodbyes about 20 minutes early. Hang out for a little longer. Just a smidge. So everybody think I already left, right? And then when I actually do leave, I'm peacing out. Like, it's like a quick, and everybody's like, oh, I said, I remember I told you I was leaving.
Yeah, because I ran my laps and I said bye. I do the opposite. Like, when I walk in, don't say I didn't say hi to you. Yeah. I took 2 laps around. I said hi to everybody in here. Don't act like I didn't say hi to you. Just because I didn't come here to spend time with you, you thought just because I said hi, I was going to actually hang out with you. No, that's not what was going on. Just took a lap. That's it.
I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah. I came to say hi.
So but I think it's also too how you enjoy and live your life. Like, I've actually been out by myself, and I don't want to always refer it back to me, because even a lot of my friends, they have their own individuality. Like, they have their own things that they got going on, that they got working for themselves. So we just don't have this who's better than who's type of thing or competition with each other. But you will see, just going out and being around even women and men, why is she so likable? I'm really just doing my thing. Yeah. Like, it doesn't...
Genuine me.
And it doesn't come at the cost that you are trying to figure out me.
Yeah.
You could just do you.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it just becomes... Like, it definitely sucks, like, going out and then even trying to involve people. And I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes you will try to involve somebody in, hey, they do such and such and such and such. And it just might not bite in that moment. You know, they may, whatever the case may be. So it's like you can even still try your best and try to include But there's like a lot that just doesn't, that I know there's a lot that comes with having, I can't even say I have I do have a big personality, but like socially, I don't even be understanding the things I do what I do. But I know when I'm going out, I'm going out to have a good time. And maybe that's the motive. Like, I'm not going out to really care about. Yeah.
I'm not doing a meet and greet. I'm not here to go.
Less.
I literally, it could have been nobody else in that place that I went to, and I still would have had fun.
I could care less.
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah, people get caught. Everyone's like, to me, let me not say everyone. A lot of people are getting caught up in the who's and the look.
How do they play a factor in somebody else's life? As
How
opposed
you
to just trying
standing
to have
out?
their own life. Yeah, that's what it is. You motherfuckers are too worried about how you fit into my circle. There's a reason why you were around in the first place. Chill out. It's not that serious. You don't have to be me. Just be a better version of me. Shout out to my Indian kids.
And we were talking about earlier, like, I can tell where someone may have known me in life by what name they use. Whether it's Z, my real name, Zai, like there's so many different names that are used that you'd be like, oh, okay, you know me from that part. You know me from this part. We aren't able sometimes to meet people exactly where they are when they do change. So if I say, or like before for me, I always want to correct people on how to say my name. Other people would. Like my mom actually cannot stand when somebody says my name wrong. I mean, of course, she gave me the name, right? But for me, I didn't see that much.
What's the right way to say your name?
Zion.
Oh, I be saying that shit wrong all the time. I was about to ask what's the wrong way to say it. That's the crazy part. But then I thought about it. I was like, no, let me ask the right way.
But I can't even say it's wrong because the basketball player, it's spelled the same way.
Nigga, we listened to Lauryn Hill.
But even Lauryn Hill, I came before Lauryn Hill, and she named that after her son. And even, like, you got to think she's singing the song, so the pronunciation is kind of spread out.
Not the fact that you done thought about this argument.
I done played it, okay? And we're marching to Zion, beautiful. Yeah, all of those. Like, what did they say in that one?
Fair enough.
And what they calling this basketball player? Because he's only, like, I think, like, probably 23, 25. So, but I just didn't have like, and I really just recently starting like maybe to correct people because they will ask me. Like when they ask me, I will. And then too, if you have certain type of importance and you want to like meet my mom and things like that, please say my name right.
Get fair?
Please.
Fair?
Cause my mom's gonna chew you up.
Yeah, don't call me Nelly.
Come on. I'm like, who is that?
And you can't call me what my mom calls me because it's weird if anybody else calls me that. So. No, she firstborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
That's it. And my brother is Deuce. You can go, now that's his name. That's his advertised name, but I don't do nicknames. I'm good off that. Certain people get away with calling me Nelly. Some people get away with calling me Nels. That's a select few get select privileges.
Yeah.
The homies call me Mandela. If you know, you know. My Spokane hoes call me D'Angelo because that's how I used to introduce myself when I lived in Washington. And my military brothers call me Pal.
Stop playing. You must be stopped.
That's how you introduce myself by my middle
D'Angelo.
name. Yeah, my middle name. They be like, hey, not D'Angelo. I'm like, look at the driver's license. You got to look at one of the three words.
Okay, that's your stripper name.
D'Angelo's my stripper name? That's crazy word. It might be, because I am on my Whitney Houston, so. If I ever go into music, I'm definitely calling myself D'Angelo.
Yeah.
But I'm going to spell it differently. Because apparently, thinking about if I want to say this out loud. Because you niggas, I guess I can say it. My, on my birth certificate, it's DE space ANGELO. Like, it's not really an intentional space, but it looks like, no. Okay. It looks like a space. Okay. Both my certificate and my social security card.
Gotcha.
So now, like, whenever I get like my driver's license, since they refer to that, they always put a space in my middle name. And it's like, no, it's not. It's just D'Angelo. There's no space. But
when you write it, do you put a space?
No. Oh. Shit. When's the last time I wrote my middle name? What asks for your middle name other than your middle initial? But I think out of habit, I do
Airport.
D-E capital A-N-G-L-E-G. Because apparently there used to be an old argument that you're supposed to capitalize Angel if you have it in your name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think my mother told me that. It was like, we do that because apparently if you use like religious, the word angel in your name, you're supposed to capitalize the angel part. But yeah, I don't think I do that anymore. I think I just spell my name regular. I don't remember the last time I wrote my middle name. I usually type it. Shout out ChatGPT. Shout out CG. Fuck, where were we going? Because you had said something and I want to respond to that. We were talking before you got on the Zion thing.
Names.
What the fuck was it? Oh, the competing for popularity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, relax. It's not that serious. You're gonna find your place in my circle. There's a reason why I brought you in. I think you're like, I mean, me personally, I don't deal with extroverted women, to be honest. I have women that are extrovert that I don't deal with a lot of introverted women. I date extroverts whose social batteries can run out.
Right.
So if they go out in public, they be like, nigga, I'm not in the mood to talk. But I'm niggas that be in public with a low social battery.
That's an interesting point, though, because I always say, like, I'm a little introverted, and people are like, no, you're not. I'm like, y'all get the social, aspect.
My battery was full when I came in.
Right. Right. And now, but I'm always on 95. Like, it don't even go to 100.
I'm always on 95.
It don't even go to
nigga,
100.
you unplug that shit, your shit dies in 20 minutes. You have overcharged that battery.
To 100. Yes, we done. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But yeah, no, because I do that. But my difference is even if my social battery is drained, I'll still find myself going out. So I just don't be in the mood to like talk. But then I create such a narrative of talking where if I don't talk to people are like, yo, is everything okay at home? Or are you thinking about killing yourself? Like, I'm like, whoa, this escalated really fast. Yeah. I'm just, I'm just chilling. Mm-hmm. I probably came out to recharge my social battery. Mm-hmm. It's not sleeping that's gonna recharge. That is interacting with people to build it back up.
Right.
And then I find myself not really starting conversations when my battery is low, but I'll engage in conversations to build my battery back up. Mm-hmm. Full battery allows me to start conversations. So, but yeah, the competing with just because you think that I'm, I am famous, but the fact that you think I'm popular.
Yeah, I stopped competing. I get it. Because even like you said, like even if I feel, and that's the thing, like even being, I can't even say extrovert, but just being social and being able to hold a conversation, right? You don't want to always have to start that conversation off. Yeah. And it's like when you get the mediocre response and it's like, all right, now we're in competition to even have a conversation or not. And it's like, oh, but I said this, you said this. I said, wait a second. Like, I thought we were just chatting.
Not podcasting? Which is funny because I tell people that all the time. It's like, don't get me misconstrued with, like me in public misconstrued with podcast me. They are two different entities as far as like, depending on that's a lie. Depending on my relationship with you. Because I feel like my relationship with Quinn would be very podcast-esque. We argue, we disagree, but like you could watch on the side of us talking and like enjoy yourself.
Right.
Or like, especially if me, Q, and Carter getting a fucking three-way conversation. Ooh, man. Yeah. It's worthy of watch. But like, that's my best friends. Those are my two best friends. Way different conversation. Right. With that I would normally have. But like for me in my podcast space, it's super comfortable. I'm trying to create a level of comfortability. If we're out at the bar, I'm not trying to create a comfortable space for you. I'm assuming you're comfortable because you came here.
I'm trying to interrogate you.
Right, kind of like
I might want to trip you. Yeah, I might want to trip you, tie your shoestrings together, and see what happens, and see if you notice. Like,
you don't know what my mood. I'm not doing that if you come on the podcast, though.
Yeah, you know?
I'm not tying your shoelaces together. But in public, I might do that to you.
I might want to see. You know, and that's the thing too. My jokes, certain things are going to be different. Yeah. Like, you know, but it's a hard thing to differentiate the two. Even at work, like that work personality, yes, it's still going to have bits and pieces of me, right? But it's not going to be, I may refrain from certain things that I'm normally doing or normally would say or jokes. Like there's certain filters that's why people, when they say, oh, I don't have a filter, you should.
Yeah.
There's certain filters that you should have. And when it comes to certain circumstances, situations, environments, you know, but it's definitely hard being that conversational starter and then having to keep the conversation. Like, come on, what do you have to contribute?
You know what's funny about that? My work energy is way different from all of my other energies. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm in, like obviously in podcasting, I'm like, speak, say your piece, get your shit off. When I'm in public, I'm like, go ahead, say something. I'm cool. I'm here to interact. When I'm at work, I'll be like, bro, can we not do the small talk? Can you just tell me what you need so you can get the fuck on about your business? Like but it's obviously not genuine.
Yeah.
So like people can see through it. So people will still fuck with me.
Yeah.
They'll come up and like try it. And no matter how much I'm like, bro, I don't want the small talk.
Yeah.
They'll come to the next day with the small talk. And like, you know, pal, I'm just trying to open you up. I'm like, nigga, I'm just here to make my check. Leave me alone.
Try to get that paper. Yeah.
But obviously I'm not super genuine because I enjoy being the carnage at work in a sense. Obviously I'm a lot more filtered than I would be in other locations. But even at work, I don't have to be filtered because of the field that I work in. Right. So like I had some coworkers that I unapologetically call racist that probably aren't even racist. So it's a different kind of filter. But obviously I know if I go into certain rooms with certain people, I'm not going to say,
you're not gonna
have
get
the same
that
energy.
Same, yeah, I get that. I totally get that. But I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like on a first date, I'm definitely gonna, and that's why people, oh, well, you change. On the first date, I'm damn sure not gonna act like that on the 30th. First date, I'm trying to be cute. Just nigga. 30th, give me that Ace wing. Blue cheese.
Yo, the blue
extra
cheese?
sauce, extra nuggets.
Oh, fight your ass on the blue cheese.
Somebody said, I'm scared of you. I said, damn, because I'm tearing the week up.
Shout out to the paid programming.
You're not. But even at work, too, I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely have, like, just a more, because I know it's not genuine. Like, you're not trying to get to know me. You don't care about my weekend. And the ones that do, you do give them a little bit more. You know what I mean?
The ones that do know how my weekend went.
True.
So, like, that's the big difference. Like, most of the time when somebody says, how'd your weekend go? It's like, busy. I was busy all weekend. That's usually my response. But somebody knows, like, hey, I know you were busy. What'd you do? And then I can give you the long form content where I'll actually engage in the conversation. Right. But you just ask me how we can go. Like, I hate to go back to this, but it's literally like the podcast thing. Yeah. When people say, let me come on your podcast, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about what you want to talk about.
That makes sense.
If you knew what we talked about, then you wouldn't have that response. You're not in. So stay to the side. You're not a part. Brain.
That's the thing. People don't do enough I actually said this. I asked someone, I asked a couple people, I was like, you know, dating, right? Is it more intimate to get someone's Instagram versus getting someone's number?
Apparently, it's the number thing. People feel safer with the Instagram thing.
Right.
Less obligation.
So I actually think it's the opposite. And I'm going to tell you why.
You can keep track of people's lives on their Instagram as opposed to
I've
their
literally,
phone.
And I'm not even trying to give y'all my secrets, but your Instagram, I'm going to know your interests. I'm going to know your likes. I'm going to know where you traveled. I'm going to even be able to see, okay, wait, you know this person, but let me see if you know this, how you.
Now we're collecting information.
Now we're collecting information.
Fucking call back.
Now I know you read books. You're not.
Now I'm going to play my best hand.
I already know you work out. I I might know you eat like shit. Like, I'm literally in that. So, like, it was so interesting that people were
I
like,
never thought about it until you said that just now.
I told
but
people
like,
that, and I know that the phone number. Don't get me wrong. Like the phone number, you can put someone's phone number in and find out a lot of information from them, right?
But usually that's
Who
coming
they're tied
directly
to.
from you.
Yes,
That's what you're willing to
exactly.
show specifically
Exactly.
to me.
Exactly, but once you start getting that social media, because this is the thing too, it's not even, it don't end at one profile.
Yeah.
I'm on your Instagram, I'm on your Twitter. I don't even
I'm
have
on your
a Twitter.
Facebook. Yeah, I'm on your. Yeah, I'm on your.
Don't even
I'm
have
on
a
your
Twitter.
shit.
Yeah.
What's your Snapchat, girl?
Yeah. Don't even
Crazy
have a
word.
Snapchat.
I'm still asking because you'd be on it. I don't be on Snapchat, so I don't ask that. But actually, I cussed out a nigga for being at my live show and asking for a girl's Snapchat. Said, don't you ever ask a girl on my stage what's her Snapchat. Ever. Because of what goes on Snapchat. But
Yeah, I don't fuck with Snapchat, and shout out to my ex, you know why.
But I don't. Sheesh. Yo, shout out the exes.
It made me better, nigga.
Hey, no bullshit. 100 episodes in.
Cut that off.
I'm not. but I'd rather, because what it shows me is you see that I'm actively interested if I'm having those conversations with you.
Yeah.
If I talk to you in person, or if I'm talking to you over the phone, or I'm talking to you in text, as opposed to me just watching and doing my research on the back end. That's why I don't like talking to people on Instagram. I'm probably sending you the same messages somebody sending you on somebody else that doesn't know you. Probably sent you the same question. What's your favorite color? Some random nigga that's just been following you for 6
Stop
months.
doing that. Stop doing that.
Wait, time out.
Yeah. Because we're about to take a left. Do you want to go right or left? Stop doing that.
Stop asking the favorite color?
Yes.
Is that because we're old enough, mature enough, and that we should just know?
It is because you're going to notice.
Fair. So yeah. We're old enough. We're
Not
mature
even
enough,
not even that you're going to know. You're going to notice. Like whether it's her Stanley Cup, her keychain, you're going to notice. I mean, because it's not about maturity at that point. I don't think it's mature enough to have mindfulness of somebody's, if they wear it, and it may not even.
I don't think an 18-year-old is going to be able to read a woman the same way as a 30-year-old.
Who's 18?
Yeah, so I mean that's why I say maturity is a thing.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why I'm saying maturity.
But I don't think maturity relies on age. I think maturity actually relies on mindset and things like that. Because I've met a lot of people, they even may be my same age, or older, or younger, and their like maturity level is not there. I met someone younger, maturity level top tier.
Well,
like
okay, time out. Whether
ahead.
they are mature or not,
Yeah.
is a side conversation. But if they are mature, they would be able to notice those things.
Correct.
So I'm not saying their age depends on.
But you said
whether
their
they can
age
pick up
because you were like an 18-year-old and a 30-year-old ain't gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
But even if you're an experienced 18-year-old and an immature, if you're a mature 18-year-old and an immature 30-year-old,
right?
Yeah, obviously you're not gonna be on the same.
There's not gonna. I think it's relatability at that point, right? Even that's why I don't say like age, because you can be on either other spectrums and literally be like you've had. And I don't even want to say taking things, but there's just certain things you may have not had as an experience. So then someone who may have be this other on the spectrum of age may have had these experiences, and I don't know. So I think maturity just depends on. I don't think it really depends on age. Tomato.
Yeah, but you're a little difficult. Actually, we're both a little difficult because some could argue that your favorite color is green and some could argue that your favorite color is red.
No one could argue that my favorite color is red. And if you do, you don't know me. Like, no one. Not a soul. And if you do, that just tells me you're not, yeah.
You didn't get them. You didn't understand the assignment?
You didn't listen to nothing I said. Not a thing. Because even though I'm, yeah, you didn't listen to nothing. You just was like, oh.
It must be red?
Yeah, it has to be. And people will actually do that. So that's actually a great point and great perspective because people have done that.
That's what I'm saying. People,
yeah, especially now too, my car's red. So like people have like automatically made those attachments. Before I had a green car and it was like, oh, a little bit more obvious. But now that I got two reds, I got red hair in the red car and it's like, that ain't even the case. This looks good. I look good in it.
But
color.
that's why I said we're different because
Yeah.
people might. What would you think people would think my favorite color is?
Maybe gray, black, for sure, right?
Absolutely fucking not. It's blue. Blue's been my favorite color my entire fucking life. But
Yeah.
I understand why people would pick that up. I think it's more of a reflection.
And your car's black. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like it would. So
Because a blue car like that would look weird.
I'm just saying. You see?
But
Yeah.
and that's why. So that's what I'm saying. It could be perceived a different way. But if you know me, you know.
Yeah.
You know certain things. You know the favorite color. You know the favorite superhero. You know things like that. But
that's if you want to. So that's where I think like the intent comes in, right?
Yeah.
If you actually want to know, you're not gonna ask that simply like that question. You may even ask like, hey, I noticed you wear this color a lot. Is that your favorite color? You're not just gonna be like, so what's your favorite color?
fair.
Come on.
You're kind of just doing it more for confirmation purposes as opposed to like initiating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna, you may get them, hey, I was thinking about getting you something, it's okay. Because even at times, and that's why we gotta be more creative. I was thinking about getting you something and it was in green or red. Do you think you would like the green one? You tell me.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Say
I might sit here and make myself look stupid here, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there.
Go ahead.
Wait, was it green?
Yeah, it's green.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I originally thought it was green.
Yeah, it's green.
But there's an argument for red.
They can argue themselves.
And you know what's funny? I don't know what was the dead giveaway that it was green. But obviously I pay attention.
To be honest with you, I wear a lot of green.
Do you?
I wear a lot of green. Yeah, I wear a lot of olive green. I have I wear a lot of green.
That's probably what it is.
People don't. I mean, I was like, there's gonna be one obvious, but people don't. They're not in that space. My like room is like an olive green. Yeah, I wear a lot. But to be honest with you, I like a lot of neutral colors. It's kind of weird, right? Because I have bright red hair. But I really like my house is a neutral color. I like grays. I don't like loud colors. How I got red, I don't know.
It looks
I've
good.
I've had red a couple of times.
Yeah, that's why I said there's an argument for it to be red.
I've had red a couple of times.
But I also understand you saying if you think it's red.
I think people gotta like for me, like I do what works for me. And that's even going back to the whole popularity thing, right?
Also, that's why I do black.
Yeah, you gotta do what works for you, and it's what's gonna enhance you. Like, I know that darker color hair, even though I have darker color hair, right? That is not, especially in the wintertime, don't look the best on me. So I'm going to stick to something that enhances. And I already know I don't do certain things. I don't wear makeup that often and things like that. So again, I'm going to stick to certain things that enhance me.
Yeah.
So. Just preference. But I could see why people would debate that. I'm not even going to lie.
That's well.
It's debatable.
And yet here I did sit on my podcast and confirm my original idea that I thought it was green. But shout out to you niggas that I called out for thinking it was red.
Uh-oh.
But that kind of all goes back to that genuine communication.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out where I want to open because there's so many fucking realms to hit on you niggas' inability to communicate in conversation. You know what's funny? Speaking of that, I had a conversation with my homegirl the other day, and she had said something in text, and I sent her back Kanye shrug, and she was like, "I'm gonna start calling you Kanye," and I was like, "Well, being that he is one of my spirit animals, that makes sense." And she was like, "You don't give Kanye energy." And I was like, well, that's actually fucking wild that you said that just now. But that just shows that I don't talk about myself with you. You don't watch my podcast. You don't see me in like actual character. You just understand the side that I give to you. And the side that I give to you is very limited. Right. Because there's no need for me to give you any more than that. So... But for you to say that I don't remotely have any kind of like resemblance to a Kanye energy type of person, not new Kanye, old Kanye, definitely like I'm up to yay.
I can see where I relate. So yeah, that's why I'm like, Yeah.
I'm definitely not bully Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
some
swastika
Kanye.
Black Hood can. Well, actually, I kind of hate you niggas sometimes, so. I'm not far removed from Black Klansmen, but you know.
Definitely.
But and it goes from that lack of communication with her, where it's like that's why you don't understand.
Yeah.
If I tell you my two spirit animals are Kanye and Gordon Ramsay, it makes sense to everybody that knows me.
Right.
But if I say it to somebody who doesn't know me, and you only know the presented side, but that's your realm to stay in. You don't need to know any more than that from me.
And they also may not want to dig a little bit deeper, right? Because you can ask questions.
Correct.
You can pursue. You can find out. You can investigate. You can really
can follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, legit. You can really find out. You know,
see how Whitney Houston I really am.
Yeah.
That part.
Like you can really find out, but that's the thing. They're lazy.
Yeah. Or you don't care. Which is fine. Lazy. But don't make it seem like I'm not telling the truth because you're lazy.
And I'm the issue because you're lazy.
Right. Yo, saying that is crazy work because niggas do that dumb shit. Like, oh, she's just so difficult because, you know, I be trying to do this and I be trying to do that. And it's like, wait, no, nigga, that's not how you do it.
It doesn't work like that.
No, nigga, you're being lazy. And then you're expecting maximum output from her, from giving her the bare minimum. Crazy fucking work.
And then it's like, it sucks because not even sucks, but then now you're looked at as, oh, you're stern, you're this and that. That's fine. That's fine.
Probably not effective, but.
It's not effective, right? But something we really got to be okay with cutting our losses. I know I definitely used to be more attachment versus alignment. Like there's no reason why I'm not waiting 45 minutes for you. I'm sorry. Without proper conversation. I know I'm about to go there. I know. It kind of.
So I'm in the wrong.
Not you. I just said, motherfuckers be cracking me up. They crack me up because I don't think they are okay with like if someone does. We have to be okay with the no's just as much as we're okay with the yes, right? So if your action caused this reaction. You chose to do these things, and this is what the reaction was.
Time out.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to play devil's advocate for this one.
Come on, because I'm ready.
If I get what you're saying, but the reason why I'm fine with waiting 45 minutes for you is because, in a sense, I needed something from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
I get that.
But I had already, but because I know you, and I know sometimes you overpromise, that I'm like, okay, she's going to run late. If she can't make it, she'll let me know. But her running late is not anything that I can't squeeze in or I didn't subconsciously account for. But that's because I know you. If I don't know you and you're 45 minutes late, I'm going to have a problem with that.
So, in so many words, this is how you said like the need thing, right? Mm-hmm. There was a different, I can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but more like we knew what we were coming up to. Like we knew what the day planned for. My thing is when you know what the day plans for or the event plans for, why not do your best effort? Not even if you are late. So for example, this was like a dinner type of thing. I had worked, this person had suggested, and it wasn't even dinner. It was really like a brunch type of, like a happy hour type of thing. Had suggested
scheduling anything early with your ass is a hell on earth.
It's really not. It's really not. I just like you mentioned a good point, and I'm going to take accountability to that. I know that I overpromise because I feel like I can do everything. I feel like I'm.
It's not an attack. It's
no.
I don't you're the one that brought it to my attention. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I understand that when you say it, I'm like, okay, but she acknowledges it, but I've never thought of it like that. But now that you've said it, I think about it like that. But it's like, okay, I just have to account for that.
Yeah. I take it more of as like, okay, understanding, because these are the things. If people don't say anything, I wouldn't have gained this level of awareness to
self-awareness.
It. Exactly, right? I've even spoken on a lot of things as far as like my communication with the phone. I know that I'm not the best at certain communication, so I try to communicate other ways. And I'm still not the best at that. that's okay. We gotta be okay with being able to meet ourselves there. So even like the time thing, we already kind of had certain things planned out. So it's aligned a different type of way, right? Yeah. If there's a time limit, like even still, trust me, I planned earlier. Like it wasn't like I was taking my time.
No,
like
I believe
it just traffic, things add up.
It's your fifth time, and I knew. Because I was out in Springfield earlier today, so I knew when I got on 95, I was like, that traffic bad.
Yeah.
She probably don't even know.
Listen, I said, what?
And I wasn't going to give you no heads up either.
That's messed up. So I just think about the priority, right? You know, like if you set plans, you set a time, and even so, because I actually came at like 26 minutes. But I was waiting. But I let you know, like, hey, coming up the hill soon. So it's like those little bit of check-ins will do much more than you just popping up. And all this person had to do was walk into the building because I was still there. Told them I left and everything. I was standing right there.
I can't account for other niggas.
No, I'm not asking you to.
I have learned over a certain amount of time how to like navigate you. And I don't think I've ever like perceived you as an unpunctual type of person, but now it's just a matter of like, okay, if it's dealing with Zion, I have to allot a certain window. If we're doing a 2-hour podcast, I got to allot a 4-hour window for you.
I'm being better.
Just in case. But I don't have a problem with it because I know you.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different on the receiving end. But again, if it's our first date and I met you through, because I was chatting you up on Instagram and was like, let's go grab food, and you show up an hour late. Nah. Because that's your first impression.
Keep them in the DMs.
Or open up with that in the conversation. Hey, I be late to shit, just so you know. So, but even in like with communication with you, one thing you do really good about is keeping me accountable on the greeting of the day. Cause I normally don't do that. Like there's certain things I don't do. I just open up to whatever point I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
I don't say bye on the phone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things. And then I'll say something and you'll say good morning. So then I'll look at that like when I'm about to send a next message and be like, fuck, what time are we at today? Good afternoon, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because I just told one of my friends this. They like needed something and was asking me a question. I was like, first of all, say hi.
Yeah.
The fuck? What's wrong with you?
But, and honestly, in my entire life, and I mean entire life, there's only been 2 people that do that. Afia used to do that, but me and Fia had a very business-oriented relationship. So I'm like, okay, this is just the professionality of it. You nigga, we friends. So like, but it's your standard.
But even
so
like people, I tell them,
standard.
I'm like, hey, like I always try to hey, hi. Like even if you say hi, don't just say Zion.
What's up, CG?
Yeah, what's up? But even that, what's up is still a greeting.
Yeah.
Versus you like CG. Excuse me.
No, hello? Yo, if ChatGPT
you gonna
open up this conversation with a hi first before we start talking.
Yes.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, matter of fact. Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, I will drop you on ChatGPT if you start holding me to
That's
that
what's gonna happen. Keep playing around. That's what's gonna happen. I know it. I'm telling you. That's what we get. I'm telling you. But I do believe in not only keeping up with it, but also advancing the technology, right? You can't get stagnant. You can't like, oh, well, I can't work this. And I just like, trust me, there's many and plenty of things I don't know how to technically do. But I'm gonna learn and advance each time. Like, and then you'll understand that even the skills that you may have used before can add, and then you'll get to it. Oh, okay, I'm not on level 5, but I use X, Y, and Z to get to level 4. So
we'll get into that conversation later. But I do not understand how niggas aren't like me. I'm self-taught on everything. The only thing I went to school was for how to fix airplanes. My full-time job. Cool.
Yeah.
And my full-time job doesn't even require me to have the degree that I have. So fuck me. But
same.
But the everything else that I do, all of this is all time spent self-learning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I don't mind it. I love it. But I have a passion for knowing that I don't have all the information. But too far off communication.
The investment.
But yeah, no, I think you do a really good job at like keeping me, because just when I see that text, I'm like, fuck, all right, turn the dial. It's not obsession, it's love. But
it's okay to meet people at like what they like, and I think if I'm telling you, call me crazy. I know y'all do it anyway, right? If we would if we would really take the time and say, like, even that, you're like, oh, shoot, you actually, even that, you're like, okay, let me check what time of day. Let me at least say hi or hey, right? You're looking at that and not in a way of like, oh, she's being as smart as, like, you're looking at it being like, dang, she's just really saying she's greeting.
That's her standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's really the thing.
But also, I know that if I make the mistake of just opening up with a conversation and you say good morning, and then I respond with good morning, or the next time I talk to you is, hey, good afternoon, blah, 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 then you know, okay, he's catching on.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody like you, now some people take things like that for granted, but I'm sure somebody like you understands, okay, he didn't start texting like this, but when I started texting him like this, then he started texting me back like that. Obviously, I'm not saying good morning to everybody that I'm opening up a conversation with.
Right.
But I know that when I text you, hey, what time of day is it? Make sure you send that.
Yeah.
So,
it's a respect thing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a respect thing, because it's like, it's a respect thing. I do it to him at work, too.
I might start.
Yeah, they say, hello, how you doing?
Yeah, right. Start, hey,
maybe
say good morning.
Maybe it's the auntie, like, old behavior, but like, when you're greeted, you want to be greeted back. Like, and I think oftentimes people don't
especially
even say hello.
Something.
Yeah,
especially if you need something.
People walking on the street, people not even speaking, right? So you say something and it ends up coming back tenfold, because you're like, dang, now 5 people that spoke to me. But I think that being because we're just so disremoved and things are just uncommon. But yeah, that's like old
that might be a
thing.
younger generation thing, because my brother, he's that. He hates the high text before you start saying whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
My brother's like, yo, skip the high shit. Yeah, just get to the point. I'm like,
say what you got to say.
Damn, nigga, all right. Like, you family, so it's different.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, but if I call my dad and get straight to the point, he'd be like, yo, nigga, calm down. Like, say what's up first. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Don't just start talking.
Yes.
So
how are you?
Yeah,
yes.
Right. My parents, I don't have to do that, because my mom won't let me go a week without talking to her.
Yeah.
10 days go by. Excuse me, firstborn, you haven't called me. What's up? Hi, Mom. But then she'd be trying to rush me off the phone when I start talking about myself.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. Hold on.
Man, you wanted me to catch up. But
yeah, well, I'm gonna let you wait a second.
Calm down, Kanye.
Yeah. Well, I gotta hold on. Yeah, my mom did that to me too.
But not really saying. I think it kind of goes back to the conversation we had last time, where it's like, you know, you're playing the games to not send your message across. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to talk as if almost in an elusive fashion. Now, I have to defend, as much as I hate you niggas, I gotta defend you niggas on a lot of things. Sometimes niggas really don't be knowing. They just be trying to feel the vibes out. Now, if you niggas got intentions, you need to be upfront about your intentions. Hey, bro, I'm just trying to smash. I'm trying to see what the throat do. Type shit. But if you really don't know and you're just trying to fill out the situation, say that. But the problem is, on the other back end, women need to understand that nigga don't know. He trying to figure out if you're wifey material, as opposed to if he wants to make you a wife or smash. Type shit. Shout out Corey Duckert. But there is a lack of communication when you know what you want.
Right. And
you feel some kind of boundary in verbalizing it. Mm-hmm. I think you've been a strong advocate for saying, this relationship shit is dead.
I'm not looking at the
cameras. But I mean, I think that's very upfront. You're not like completely against relationships.
Right.
You're just like, it's not what I'm searching for.
Right.
Making people let it know upfront. I've been a strong advocate for relationships are great, but I don't know if I'm in a space to do them, because it might take away from too much content that I do.
I think it's where your capacity is.
Yeah.
Like and it's so crazy, because I'm not like, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm not anti-relationship. I'm not like, oh, it's not gonna work. It's just no. but I do not have time.
Probably
for
not
the
your top 3 priorities.
Yeah, it's not. It's mediocre.
Yeah.
Like you're not even giving. The effort is low. The communication is low. The consistent. You don't even have discipline with yourself.
Sheesh.
Like, and that's what I think. But I focus on, and I focus on more like, okay, what is my morning routine like with a person or without a person? And then when I'm looking at you men's routines with a person or without a person, I'm questioning.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm downright confused.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you not even have a morning routine?
First of all, chill out.
Is there a night one?
Okay, all right.
An overnight one?
Chill out. Okay, all right. Let me
Midday.
defend myself alone, okay? My morning routine starts so early that I don't have time to have a morning routine.
Yeah,
okay?
That's an excuse. That's an excuse.
I'm up at 4 because I have to be out of the door at 5.
Okay.
So I have a morning routine within that hour, but like my morning routine, like I wake up, I try to get way better about stretching. You wake up, sit, stretch, listen to my political talks. Every morning that I'm getting ready, I watch whatever got posted last night from Daily Show. And shower, do my shower routine and stuff like that. But I have a morning routine. It's just nothing I squeeze outside of getting ready for work within that block because of the time that I wake up.
So that's the thing.
But then my day routine is way different.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. People don't even have a routine.
I'm
not saying that what you do in that time frame, because I get it. Like, trust me, you gotta, even if you, like, everybody's day doesn't call to work out in the morning or do X, Y, and Z, right? So that may benefit me in the morning, but I know that then my next 4 hours, I'm gonna be rushing because I know I have to be online at a certain time. Mm-hmm. So it's not about the routine. It's about completely not having one.
It's not about what the routine is. It's about having one. Yeah.
Having some discipline. Having where, like, to the point it makes me and other women that I've known that I'm in conversation with that's like, why is it that I'm so busy and you're not?
That part. And
you have nothing that you're working towards.
That part.
Nothing that you want to be better towards.
Because I mean, like I said, my day routine is different. I'm at work at 6 a.m. I do my work from 6, basically our morning meetings at 6:15, 6:30, 6:15. Morning meetings at 6:15. I'm at the meeting. We start working around 6:30. By 11, I'm trying to go to the gym.
Right.
Come back from the gym. Now I got some time. I got another hour that I'm going to sit and relax. Probably watch a YouTube video while I eat my lunch and stuff like that. Get ready, busy for the rest of the day. Go to the gym one more time at 3:30. Then I come to the studio from 4 to 8. Try to be out of the studio by fucking 8 on most nights.
Right.
But there's a routine to the day. So yeah, no, I get that. Then, if you're in a relationship, you try to figure out how to navigate
how to balance
that.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason why you just wait, and even if that is, I feel like maybe being with that person that fits that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know now that one of my like requirements is I'm not dating someone, or even my friends. I try to encourage them as much as I can. Let's go work out. Let's try this class. Let's go do that. I'm not dating someone who doesn't work out. One, because I can control the immediate partner I'm seeking toward.
Yeah.
My friends, I can't really control them, but I can add to them. Like, I can add a little bit, and they can add to me in things that I don't do or do. Mm-hmm. So once you
it's funny that you said working out as opposed to going to church.
Yeah.
As your number one.
It's not an opposed though. It's not even that it's a number one. It's more like it's more of a requirement versus like 3-4 years ago that wasn't necessarily a thing. Mm-hmm. Now I'm actually asking that question.
Yeah.
And if you do work out, or even if it's like a gym or whatever type of stretching, like you said, stretching, like, I'm sorry, you can't be, like, there has to be some type of physical activity, because I'm adding that to discipline. Mm-hmm. I'm adding that to mentality. Yeah. I'm even adding that to emotional stability.
Fair.
I need to know what I'm dealing with, because I know when I'm going super, super locked into the gym, I'm going to be eating like crazy.
What are your outlets?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What are your outlets,
I'm going to be wanting food. I'm going to be wanting...
Stamina.
I said, what is wrong with me? They said, well, you know that the gym has a lot of testosterone. I said, so that's what's happening to me? I'm going through
Yeah. Nope.
There's no way I'm horny and hungry at the same time all the time.
Because the way you feel about jump roping is the way I feel about the treadmill.
Yeah.
Now, I love
get that
being
thing
on the
in.
treadmill, but I like I've incorporated another aspect of something I already like doing. People watching and the treadmill high. Like I sit on a treadmill. I don't want people be like, why don't you run outside? I'm like, for what? I'm only looking at the people that are in front of me and then I'm passing them. When I'm at a treadmill, I'm in a stationary place and I can watch everything that's going on. I'm enjoying, I sit there on the treadmill, I listen to music, always fucking 175 BPM. If you know, you know. But I'm listening to 175 BPM and I'm just monologuing people's life that I see, like, because there's an indoor track at the gym that I go to. So I sit on the treadmill and I watch people run around the indoor track, but I'm also watching people work out. So I'm getting the best of both worlds.
Right.
Where I can sit there and do my favorite thing of monologuing other people's lives,
Right.
unbeknownst to them. But it's, that gym portion is important. I understand why that's an initiating question.
Yeah.
Because I usually do that. Now, usually about a couple conversations and I'm like, do you go to the gym? And if they say no, then I say, how do you maintain your figure? I asked Renee that actually.
That's actually a good question.
Because there are a lot of women that I know that are skinny as fuck. And I'm like, but you're not skinny like anorexic skinny. You're skinny like well built. Like you at least do one thing right. And then I asked Renee, how do you maintain your figure? And she said, I walk my dog. So what the fuck? How the fuck do you? She was like, I eat decent and I walk my dog. And I'm like,
it's as simple as that.
Crazy.
Legit. Something.
Yeah.
Something. I know people that have the little walking pads, like something.
Yeah. You got to get your steps in.
And that's what it is. Like, it's not necessarily like I don't want a freaking a gym bro.
Yeah,
like I it's not even that. But I just know what type of
somebody that's not gonna be suffering from back pains at 45 years old.
And I know what type of discipline comes with like wanting to. There's been times I've literally had a shitty day. I've had a great day and I went to the gym and whatever that workout gave me, and there's times where I've got to the gym and my workout was nothing. And it like gym humbles me every time for the simple fact that I keep going and I keep showing up, and it's like the resilience that come with that.
Yeah.
So that's really more that I'm seeing, those type of qualities. It's not necessarily the gym. What resilience
the
do
life
you
discipline.
have? Yeah. What discipline do you have?
How committed to the act are you? And that I will preach that one till I'm blue in the face because again, 100 episodes in, you niggas can't say I'm not committed to shit.
No, that's right.
And I've been making step by step fucking level up, and I'm glazing myself, just shooting it up and catching it. But I'm sorry.
That's what she said.
Yo.
What did I tell you? Go ahead, Jim.
That is what she said.
Be tearing me up.
Yeah, so there's no level of like it's you can never say I'm uncommitted. And I do want to talk about that later Patreon portion because we about to say about these free niggas because I think we've given them quite a decent amount of time. But I do want to talk about that motivation versus discipline versus what was it? Motivation versus discipline versus drive. Yeah, we'll get into that. And we'll probably put you niggas on a little bit more game on communication because some of you niggas suck at it. But I'm not giving you fucking non-NDA signers any more than this. I'm going to say y'all plug of the week, give y'all your 2 kicks and a hug, and send y'all the fuck on your way. Because this is the queen, our reigning lady champ of podcast returns. Chill out, nigga. We follow you on Instagram, okay? We've already seen it. But
yeah, I'm like, my shoulders look set up straight.
All right. So let me go ahead and do this plug of the week and send you free niggas on the way. And for our playlist plug of the week for Volume 4, because we are in Volume 4. And I've been going heavy on the R&B esque level of energy. So I'm change the tempo for because I was doing a lot of rap for Volume 3, but I think I'm doing a little bit more R&B for Volume 4. But I love both genres, so you're welcome, niggas. But for our episode 101. Fuck me, I gotta figure out another way to say 101. I hate saying 101. For episode 101, Plug of the Week, it is a song by the talented artist on SoundCloud playlist Plug of the Week, or SoundCloud. Talented artist on SoundCloud named Bond, and the song is called Soundlight. And as always, you can find it in the SoundCloud playlist Plug of the Week on yccentertainment.com/Woes. I'm cleaning up the website, so make sure you take a look. And one of these days, I might get back to posting them on social media soon because ChatGPT has been doing a lot of my work, so I might get back to that. But in the meantime, we shall see if I actually commit, because sometimes I overpromise. Here's your Plug of the Week.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, yeah, babe. Oh, yeah, yeah, baby. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's go. I cannot forget how you touch me, you love me, you fuck me so good, babe. Said I cannot forget how you kiss me, you held me, you told me that it's okay. Yeah, you told me that it's okay. You said, my nigga, it's okay. No games I will play, but you lied straight to my face. But I break to the sky, then I'm stuck on your mind. Yeah, I know that you missed that, yeah. Even from the back, yeah. Oh, I know. But you think that I'm the best of some, or you think I'll take your words and run? No, any part of you I wanna. Oh, I said one way or another, I'll forget ya. I said one way or another, I'll forget you. One way or another, I'll forget you, babe. I said first until I felt like all night. I would have bought you all night. Thought you'd be around, but I thought wrong. Nothing that honest what you have shown. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye, but you left me like the sunlight, babe. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye, and I promised that I wouldn't cry, but you left me like the sunlight, babe. Oh, no. Left me like the sunlight, babe. Oh, no. Left me like the sunlight, babe. Oh, no. See, I would've bought you by mine, you all night to the rise of the sun, babe. Rise of the sun, babe. See, I would've bought you by mine, you all night to the rise of the sun, babe. To the rise of the sun, baby. Oh, no. It was just having a field day. Baby, just hurting my feelings. Why is you having a field day? Baby, just hurting my feelings. Why is you having a field day? Why is you hurting my feelings? Why is you looking so happy without me? No, I didn't wanna say goodbye. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye, but you left me like the sunlight, babe. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye, and I promised that I wouldn't cry, but you left me like the sunlight, babe. Oh, no. 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 It'll be when I move to the bigger cities. I start thinking these thoughts that you should be with me. I start thinking these thoughts that you still think about me. It'll be when I move to the bigger cities. I start thinking these thoughts that you should be with me. I start thinking these thoughts that you still think about me. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye. I didn't wanna say goodbye, but you left me like the sunlight, babe. No, I didn't wanna say goodbye, and I promised that I wouldn't cry, but you left me like the sunlight, babe.
And for our episode 101 Plug of the Week, I don't like 101. Or maybe I'll stick to it. I don't know. We'll play that one by ear. For episode 101 Plug of the Week, it was Bond, Sunlight, dope ass song, left me like the sunlight. Don't ever leave me like the sunlight. And as always, you can find it in the SoundCloud playlist Plug of the Week for Volume 4. You can find it on yccentertainment.com/Woes, or you could just find it here on this episode. So re-listen to this episode if you want to hear the song again, and you're too lazy for a SoundCloud app, I guess. But I'll buy some time since Zion's still coming back from the bathroom, and I would like her to give some free words to the free niggas before she tells y'all bye, and I follow up with her and tell y'all bye too. But conversation we're going to get on is about how people can be honest about seeking what they're actually, or getting what they're actually seeking. Is chivalry truly dead? Or is it just changing with times? Chemistry, and if it's just surface level, or is it long-term compatibility? If chasing is something that's natural, or is not chasing something that can be natural, or is it something that is a learned trait over time? In the aspect of chasing, whether it be money or women or whatever have you be it. Drive, motivation, and discipline. The difference between the three and how they mesh. Spending too much time promoting other people's content. Shout out to you niggas that's always repost, but never put out your own shit. But then talk about how you got shit to put out. And letting go of the need to fix shit and or other people. So we'll get into those topics. You didn't have to worry about getting your headphones on yet. You got any final notes you want to give to the non-NDA signers before we see them off? Before I give them their 2 kicks and a hug.
Ballers gonna ball. And haters gonna hate.
Also based.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
Baller.
I'm a hater. I'm a hater, and I hate you niggas. With that being said, 2 kicks and plug of the week. 2 kicks and a hug. Shout out to the men that have headphones over their ears while driving because their radio don't work.
Type shit.
Dumb bitches love y'all. Shout out to the women that have no shame in buying their sneaky link and Uber from their mom's crib to her single family home. Dumb. Your eyes get big was crazy. Dumb niggas love y'all. Shout out to the black people that know how to speak on what they want.
Yeah.
I feel like for us as black people, it's been something that it's almost natural for us to speak on what we want. And the real struggle is getting it. But I feel like we've always been a confident race of people that have had the ability, platform, and opportunity to do it. And just trying to get other people to follow along with it. But, and by other people, you know, I mean the whites. But I'm not calling out any races by names. But shout out to the black people that understand and have continued to hold a long-term standard of us speaking on what we want in life very confidently, very aggressively, and very core to our being. With that being said, to you non-NDA signers, this is the point where I bid you adieu. Free niggas, I say peace to you. Bye, free niggas.